This Saturday, Canelo Alvarez invades Miami, Florida Hard Rock Stadium to defend super middleweight titles on dazn against mandatory challenger Avni Yildirim. Canelo, always a pleasure to get a chance to chat with you. Look, it's a good time to be Canelo Alvarez now. Pound for pound king, biggest star in the sport. You're only 30 years old. I'm curious, did you think you would be this accomplished at this point in your career?
I feel happy to be the best. I'm constantly trying to achieve my goals. I'm constantly trying to make history. Right now, one of my short-term goals is to unify the 168 pounds, and I'm just going to try to continue to make history.
Well, Canelo, you can't get to unify those titles until you pass this mandatory test. And you're hearing a lot of negativity in the media saying Yildirim, big underdog, 50-1 odds. Why the heck is he in this fight? I know you didn't choose him as an opponent. Do you think the sport of boxing has a broken system where you would have to face this guy when you don't really need to or want to right now?
The truth is that there's always going to be critics. In December, I beat the best at 168 pounds, and I was still criticized. And in boxing, anything can happen, and I'm going to give Yildirim the respect he deserves.
Indeed. Let's look ahead here to this fight. We know Avni Yildirim is an aggressive brawler. Do you look at this fight as an opportunity for you to score a huge knockout in a new market in Miami where we haven't seen you fight in over a decade?
I hope so. I hope it's a knockout because people really enjoy watching knockouts, but I'm ready for whatever.
Canelo, I call you Canelo. I call you Big Red. Who in your life still calls you Saul? Anyone?
Yeah, almost nobody. Only at home they call me Saul or mi amor or papacito.
All right, Canelo, look, you're the biggest star in the sport, also the best fighter. So you have more leverage than others, but you get a lot of respect from the media because you're always looking to take on difficult fights. Other stars before you weren't doing that same thing. Floyd Mayweather was criticized for picking his opponents when he wanted to. What do you think it is your responsibility to take on the biggest challenges available?
I like challenges. I like big challenges. I like to make history, and I want to fight the best. I like the history that I'm making.
Well, I want to talk about that history for a second. And I know what you're going to say, Canelo. I know that you're going to say you don't think about this, that you're a humble man, but you are doing things that, like I said, at age 30, that very few fighters have been able to do, both commercially with your pay-per-view sales and also with the titles you're accumulating. Are you able to take a step back ever and really let sink in what you're accomplishing and where you'll be remembered in the history books?
I was one of the best. That's how I want people to remember me. And at the end of my career, my numbers will speak for themselves, and people will see what I did.
Look, the Mexican boxing lineage and history is so huge. And, you know, Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. is such a hero to so many people. I'm sure probably to you too. But do you think they're going to look at you as the greatest Mexican boxer to ever put on a pair of gloves when you retire one day?
When the numbers will speak for themselves, I'll be among the best, and I'll be making my story. I'm not trying to be like anybody else. I'm just trying to be myself and make my own history.
We've seen your trader, Eddy Reynoso, get a lot of attention lately, working with Oscar Valdez, working with Ryan Garcia. How important has that relationship been for the fighter that you've become now?
It's a very important relationship, the one between a fighter and his trainer, and he has been with me since the beginning. He taught me everything, and now that he gets the credit that he deserves, something that I knew all along.
All right, Canelo, it goes down Saturday, Hard Rock Stadium, Avni Yildirim. No disrespect to your mandatory challenger, but a lot of people are starting to say you've been so good for so long. Who's the boogeyman? Who's the guy that could give you trouble? When you look at the landscape of fighters that you have available to you, what do you think will end up being the toughest challenge for you left in your career? I'm going to say maybe Jermall Charlo. What are you going to say, Canelo Alvarez?
We thought with Caleb Smith, but the truth is I'm in my best moment, and I find it really difficult to see somebody giving me problems.
All right, Big Red, we're going to find out when it goes down Saturday. Avni Yildirim in your future. We'll see you on dazn this weekend. Best of luck, and thanks for the time, sir.